Hello and welcome to this video. Today we're going to speak about survivorship and what it means to survive cancer. So when your doctor tells you you are in remission and you've been battling that cancer for weeks, months, years, going through treatments, changing your diet, changing your habits, changing your sleep pattern, doing exercising, whatever you could do, reading books, watching videos, spending long hours into searching what can you do next to the treatments to survive cancer. And you've had ups and downs. Everybody does when you go through cancer. So when your doctor tells you you are cancer-free, it's time to celebrate. You just want to celebrate and just think of all the things you can do again. And it's behind you. The cancer is behind you. You're not going to look forward. So you're going to tell your friends, your family members, everyone, I'm cancer-free. Let's celebrate. And then come one day. Well, all that celebration goes away. And then comes the next step. And what if cancer would come back? What if? And then comes the fear. And then comes the other emotions. This is what happened to me and to many of us. So let me explain what you can do in order to go above your emotions, go further, and do the next steps in order to really embrace life. Because when my doctor told me, my oncologist told me, when I asked him, what can I do so that it never comes back? He told me live as before. I was already a coach at that time. And I knew very well there was something deep inside of me telling me that's not the path to go. That's not the path to go. Let's learn further. So let's look first into all the emotions you can have after the celebration time of being cancer-free. Well, first the fear of recurrence, that came to me, it comes to many people. Then maybe guilt that you have survived, that you took all that time for yourself and you didn't give time, or some others haven't survived while you survived, or you didn't look after your family, your children, whoever around you, but just looked at you for so long, for so many weeks, months, years. Or, the fact that your body has changed. You don't recognize yourself anymore. You don't love yourself anymore the way you are today. It's difficult to accept the new body sometimes. And, you may have not be able to do what you used to do physically. And you still have all those emotions, that are kept inside of you, that haven't gone out. Not only the fear, but some sadness, some anger, whatever has been going through your life and you haven't released it. You may have also lost your job, or like me, you went through menopause. All the side effects of menopause, sleep that is not there anymore, and hot flashes and all the things. So good, now you're cancer-free, but you have all this that is still left that you need to tackle. So going through all this, trying to find my solution, I had to look at all the aspects of my life, every single thing. So doing the work first on me, trying to find solutions for me, tackling all this thing which I just described, I realized that there are steps, there are really things that you need to look into your life in order to really be into resilience, in order to really thrive after cancer. And this is the reason why I call my system, my coaching system, the 10 steps to resilience. Because I believe you need those steps in order to really survive cancer, and not only survive, but really thrive in life after. Let me tell you a bit more about me. My treatment, my path was to go through a mastectomy. I had to lose my right breast in order to be cancer-free. And I tell you, yes, I was cancer-free, but I still had so much anger, so much frustration, So many emotions that were deep inside of me that I didn't allow myself to express. I was so angry at life, so angry at myself that I couldn't do better and had to go through this. Angry at my doctors, thinking they must have been another path. I didn't take the time to maybe heal in a different way and keep my breast. At the time, when I was looking into the mirror and looking at myself, I didn't like my body. It was not me. It was not the one I wanted. It's not the one I had. I was still weak. I couldn't move my arm the way I used to. I couldn't do all the things I used to. And every time I was at the beach, or in bathing suits, or having a more décolleté, as we say in French, then I was looking at the breasts of all the other women and thinking, wow, what did I need to go through this? They didn't need to. I was jealous. I was angry at them. And that's when I realized, in order to really survive, in order to find myself again, I needed to release those emotions. And I couldn't do that on my own. And my family, my loved ones were not the one who were able to listen to this. I really needed to find a path and find a way and a solution for me to get that out, because those emotions were hurting my body. Those emotions, that anger, was harming me more than any other diet. Because you can have the best diet in the world, you can exercise, breathe, but if you have deep anger, deep frustration, deep resentment, this is going to harm you. So there are ways to release emotions, and I'm not going to list all of them, but I just want to give you the first few steps. The first step is to recognize, to accept that you feel this way, to accept that you have those emotions that we don't dare to tell about because they're not nice emotions. We're not speaking about love here. So accept them, acknowledge them, recognize them, and then you want to release them. You can do that in writing, in movement, in hitting a pillow. There are so many ways of releasing emotions. And I also suggest to find a specialist, someone who works maybe on the subconscious mind, in a deeper way, hypnosis, kinesiology, EFT, EMDR, whatever you will find that is your path, your solution. But do the work, release them, and then repeat. Repeat it again and again and again, and ask yourself very regularly, how do I feel right now in my body? What kind of emotions are inside of me? Catching you with those deep negative emotions that are hurting you. And always, always going back to the release. Finding ways that you can do that at home easily and release those. And again, repeat and repeat. Those are the first main 3 steps in order to feel better inside of your new body. There is something that we don't speak enough, is anxiety and depression after having gone through the treatments, when you're called in remission or cancer-free. We don't allow ourselves to accept that, yes, we're still depressed. How can we be depressed if we have survived cancer? We should be, again, celebrating. How can we be depressed? Well, you have to know that many side effects of chemo and different medicine treatments are putting you into depression. They trigger things in your brain that puts you into anxiety and depression. I went through that. My oncologist told me to take an anti-estrogen pill after my treatment, after my surgery, so that to reduce the risk of cancer coming back. I think 2 or 3 days after starting taking it, I was in such a depression. I cried the whole day. It was on a Sunday. I remember myself being still in pajama at 5 p.m. and only crying. And I had my daughters around me, my husband trying to pull me up and say, all is good. You survived cancer. Everything is fine. But I was so depressed. I was crying. I didn't see the reason to live and to go further. Then Monday, they started school. My husband went to work. It was more or less okay with me. And I went with ups and downs like that. Lots of emotion, not understanding what I could do now in life. Came the second weekend. And I really, again, felt in such a deep hole that I didn't want to live anymore. I opened the door of the car while my husband was driving. I didn't want to live. My husband pulled me inside of the car and really told me, shouting at me, "You stop that medicine right now. This is not you." I stopped that anti-estrogen pill. I've never been in depression again. Never, ever. So when I went to see my oncologist 3 days after having stopped it, and I said, "What is it for? What is it doing to me?" And the oncologist told me it's reducing to 50% the risk of cancer coming back. And with my cancer, the risk was quite low. So I said, you know what? I can live with the risk, but I don't live with this pill, plus sleeping pills, plus antidepressant pills, because I was taking all this in order to be able to go through the days and life one day after time. And this is what I want you to understand, that ask when you are in depression or in anxiety. Find support, find people around you who have gone through cancer, who have gone maybe through depression, anxiety, and they can share with you. When you have those deep feeling of not wanting to live anymore, ask for help. Don't stay where you are. And this is also the reason why I decided to offer a free Facebook group, a cancer support group, where there's no taboo. You can ask all your questions, where you'll find people who've gone through the same thing, who can share their own experience. Because when you hear my story, you may think, I might change something so that I feel better. Because being in depression, being into anxiety, it's not you. This is side effects of chemo, side effects of medicine, whatever is in your life that triggers that. Ask for help. And once I realized that those pills were putting me in such a state, I stopped them. But then again, what could I do to feel better? What could I do to be better in my head? And that's where, for me, the solution has been long, mindful walks in the woods. I need that connection with nature. I need to hear the birds singing. I need to feel the air on my skin and in the leaves of the trees. I need to be in that secure place and connected with something bigger than me in order to feel peaceful again inside of me. But there are many other things you can do to feel quieter inside of you, peaceful inside of you. You can meditate, doing breath work, you can do yoga, all those relaxing, whatever works for you, because it has to work for you. It's your path. And again, if you don't know what, look for help. Look for others who are going through the same thing or have gone through the same thing. They may share with you what they did, and you can find here ideas that can work for you as well. And then comes the day where you have a checkup and the fear comes back. The fear is there and you say, wow, and if they find something, how would I take it this time? And you just cross your fingers and you cross everything just in the hope that they will not find anything. And every time you go through a checkup, it comes again. At one point, I decided I didn't want to go through this kind of stress. So there are different things, ways of reducing stress. Again, breath work, meditation, all these kind of tools. But I want to go further. I want to really feel okay and know I've done everything and it's not going to come back. So not only, having good, let's say, changing my habits, making sure that I have healthy habits, but not only those healthy habits with, eating properly, exercising, breathing, meditating. It was about laughing, making sure I would laugh every day, making sure I would be happy every day, being grateful for what I had, changing all my mindset, physically having new habits, but also inside of me, in my mind, releasing emotion, doing the work every single day. And then there's one thing which really changed for me. Is the day I worked on my passions. And I did some exercises and I worked with someone who asked me to really put the 10 things I, let's say, was passionate about in my life, or the 10 most important things in my life. And out of that exercise came only 5 things. When I was clear about what was so important for me in my life, and it was not my job, it was not about all this. There were just simple things like dancing and laughing every single day, like being outside in nature, skiing, I'm a skier, hiking, that was important. So when I was clear on what I was passionate about in my life, what made me get up in the morning, what made me happy deep inside of me, and I was focusing on those and putting them in my life on a days after days, that's when I realized now I'm aligned to who I am. Now I'm aligned to the life I want to have. And then I was not even thinking of cancer coming back because I was aligned to that energy, vital energy inside of me and doing the work. And I'm still doing it today, making sure that I stayed on that path. As a cancer survivor, it's really easy to feel stuck or to stay in a place where you feel it's not completely there. There's still something that is not okay within you, or you still don't find that energy to really bounce back. And that's, again, where I decided, the reason why I decided to become a cancer coach. Because too often are we told when we are cancer-free, then there's nothing else to do. As I asked my oncologist, I said, nothing, just live as before. No, that's where I come as a cancer survivor and a cancer coach, telling you, please do the work. Understand what has to be released. Look at all the aspects in your life in order to release all the stressors. Align yourself to that beautiful person you are inside of you. Align your life to this. I have so many examples of clients who've done the work with me or with others or on themselves. So when we're cancer survivors or we're told we're cancer free, it's easy to feel stuck in that place where you still feel inside of you there's something not completely okay. And that's where I come as a cancer survivor and now a cancer coach, telling you, no, do the work. Look at all the aspects in your life. Release things, release stress, change things so that you really can feel and bring that beautiful person you are inside of you. This vital energy needs to come out. And when you understand who you are, how you tick, how to align your life to whom you are, you will embrace life like never before. And this is the lesson of cancer. So do the work. Find help. Anyone who can be guiding you on that path. Because I've been telling and coaching so many clients and people, not even my own clients, to do this. And they've been able to change their lives to the better, to really be happy. Because this is what we want deep inside. Be happy and not think about cancer anymore. If you have any question, come back to me. I'm here for you. I wish you all the best.